Hello viewers, in today's video, we will talk about how to customize the banner at the top of our homepage. If we want to create a new custom banner, how can we do that? So as you can see right now, we have a banner. It has images on it and text is displayed over them. So how will we create all of this? And if we want to make changes to the existing one, how can we do that? If you want to make changes to the existing one, you need to edit this page with Elementor. When you go into Elementor, your slider will open up in this format. So if you want to change the image the first time, just click on it and go to style. You will see the option for the image. You can change the image from there. Suppose we place a different image here. You will see that the new image we just added will now be visible here. Yes. So suppose you want to change the text that is placed on top of it. Just click on the text. When you click on the text, an option will appear in the sidebar allowing you to change this text. Let's suppose you change 2025 to 2024, then your text will be updated here. Similarly, if you want to control the height and width, you can adjust the height and width of each container. If you go into this container, you can control its minimum height and width from here. Go to its main container and they can control its minimum height and width. Currently, the height we have set is 800 pixels. If we want to change it, let's suppose we set it to 900 pixels from here, then our height will change. After that, there are colors. If you want to change the color of anything, you simply have to click on it. After clicking, an option for styles will appear in the sidebar. So you can go to styles and change its color. You can see that our color will change. So after that, now we'll see how to create a new slider or a new banner. So if you want to create it on this same page, you can scroll and following the instructions we are about to give you, create your banner on any part of your page. So for this, the best option we're choosing is to create a new page and make a banner on that new page so that your understanding becomes clear and there is no confusion of any kind. We've created the page, we'll name it banner. We'll publish it. After publishing, as you know, we have to create the banner in Elementor. So we'll click on edit with Elementor. Now we've entered Elementor. You'll see that our page has loaded. So here, first of all, you need to add a main container. Set that container to full width. After setting it to full width, it means that this box is where your banner will be created. As you can see, we have multiple slides. So to create multiple slides, you will need multiple containers. Let's suppose you add another container. This basically creates our slide. We'll set this to full width as well. Now inside this, we need to add another container and place our data in it. Let's suppose we add another container inside this one. We'll set that to full width too. Now if you look at the sidebar, you'll see our main container. Inside the main container, there's another container. Inside that container, there's yet another container. Here you might ask, if you already have a main container and you've placed another container inside it, then why did we add a third container? Remember, whenever we enable the slider, let's suppose we assign the slider property to this container, then the slider blocks the styling of the next container, which is the main container. So for that, instead of designing the slides in the next container, we need to add another child inside that container, just like we added a further child earlier. We'll do our designing inside this. So we'll select this container. First of all, we'll go to the styles and assign an image to it. We'll set a background image on top of it. Let's suppose we set this image. This image has been set. You can see the image is repeating in 3 sections. So we have the option for repeat. We'll set it to no repeat. We'll set the display size to full cover so that our container's entire area is covered. Now, if you look here, your height is more, but if you look over here, the height isn't showing up at all. So as I told you, we need to give a default height to our main container. Let's suppose we set its height to 800 pixels. So we've set this height for our last container. Remember, you need to apply styling to the third one. Now, suppose you want to add a heading here. If you want to add further text and a button, how will you do that? You simply need to click on add an element. Here, you need to place the heading option. By going into the heading, you can change the text as you wish. Let's suppose we set the text to where comfort meets elegance. So now you can see it here. How will we design this? Let's suppose we go to style and change the text color. We go into typography and set its size to 40 pixels. We want its font family to be different. This is entirely your choice. After that, if you want to set the font weight to 900, you can do that, or whatever else you prefer. You can set the line height to whatever value you want. After that, you need to check that your text is showing at the top. You want to display this in the center. If you don't want it to appear on the side, then assign it to the center. We'll increase the line height a bit so that it looks more attractive. Now you can see that your text is showing in the center, but it's not centered within our container. So we'll take a look at our main container. In the container settings, we'll set justify content to center. Now our text is properly centered. Next, you'll see that we need to add another heading for the text. So simply add a heading element. Inside that, you can place your text as you wish. Let's suppose we add some text. Just like we styled the previous heading, we'll style this one too. We'll define its font size. Sorry, a stroke got applied. We don't want to apply that. We want to set the font size. We'll go to typography. Let's suppose we set our font size to 15 pixels. After that, if you want to add a button below both text, go to add an element again. You can place the button element here. We've placed the button element. We'll style it now. We'll set its background color to white. We'll make the text color pure black. You can see, and we'll justify to the center so that it appears in the middle. So basically, if you look here, inside our main container, we've placed another container. In front of that container, we've placed yet another container. We've applied styling to it, we've added headings to it, and we've added buttons as well. Now, if you want to create another container next, you can simply duplicate the main container you've already made, and your next container will be created automatically. Again, just duplicate it. This is an easy approach. You can also go further one by one. Let's suppose we duplicate this 4 times. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now, let's say you want the image in the first container and the image in the second container to be different. For that, go to the style section. Basically, what we're going to discuss now is how you can make changes to an existing one if you want to. We've changed the image for the second container. Sorry, we've actually set the image for the main container, not the main container as I told you. If you want to set the image for the third container, then you should delete the image from the main container. Within your setup, you'll add the image to the third container. We've made this change in the scheme. Now we'll move on to the third option. We'll assign the image to the third container. Remember, we've done this so that when we enable the slider, the first container styling will be black. That will be blocked, so we will never style it. Instead, we'll place another container inside it and style that. Now, we'll move on to the fourth one. We will definitely change its entire visual representation and overall appearance, making sure to completely transform its image. So as you can see right now, we've added different images to all the containers. They have text and buttons appearing in them. Let's suppose you want to add more buttons to this container. Then you simply go to add an element. Let's suppose you want to add an icons list, or you want to add social icons. Let's suppose we add social icons. Here are your social icons, Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, or whatever you want to add. You're free to do so. By clicking on add an element, you can place any element here. Now we'll publish this page. Now the settings we've made have been published. So we'll go to our pages and visit the new page we created, the one where we added the banner, and check whether our banner is working or not. Now you can see that the images we added and the text we included are showing up. All the settings we made are appearing exactly as they are. But here the slider isn't working, so how do we get the slider to work? You need to go to Elementor again. Select the main container, which is your first container. After selecting it, go to the Advanced tab and you'll see an option for slider value pack. You need to enable this. After enabling it, you will see further settings. You can see these settings here. You can see that now there are 3 horizontal ones. If you publish this, after successfully publishing your changes, please remember to completely reload and refresh your web page. You can see that you can also run a slider like this. But why is it showing up like this? It's not showing the way we want. Here, only one image appears per slide. But in what we created, there are 3 per slide on 3 containers. That's because when you enable the slider, you have the option slides to show. This lets you choose how many slides you want to display. We set it to 3, so it's showing 3 slides on one page, on one interface. Let's suppose we set it to 1. When we set it to 1 and save the settings, then we come back and reload the page. Now you can see that only one slide is being shown. Just like our default banner that we saw earlier, it's showing a single slide just like that. Now, it is not showing just 2 or even 3 or perhaps 4 individual slides at this particular moment. So this was the method for how to create a banner. This text looks quite bad. We'll clearly see and identify which specific tab this particular text is coming from among all of our open tabs. For now, let's go ahead and disable this particular slider completely. Once we disable it, we will clearly see that this text is appearing completely to the side. So we need to center it. We'll go to the style section, center it, and then publish it. We've enabled our slider, so finally all of our proper and precise settings have been meticulously done now. Now let's take a comprehensive and final overview to carefully see exactly how the visually appealing banner we've just created truly looks and appears. Our settings have been saved. Now if you look, our slider is looking much better. Just like we centered the headings of this tab, the headings of our other tabs are also not centered. Our text is also not centered. It's appearing to one side. Just like the text here is centered, it should also be centered in the other sliders. That too will be done in the same way as we just did. If we, let's suppose, go to container 1, we'll select its text, go to style and center it. In the same way, we'll select this text, go to styles and center it. We'll click on the same text, go to styles and center it. Again, we'll save our settings. Now we've reloaded our page so we can check whether the settings we're making are being saved or not. Now you can see that the total text is properly centered and we've created a beautiful banner. Now, if you look here, you'll see these icons appearing. You're seeing them at the top. You want to change these icons. So remember, when we apply the slider to the main container, after enabling the slider option, you'll see those icons there. These are your icons. You can also change these icons. You can change their size as well. You can give them color and you can also assign width to them. Now, just like we set up other things, the slider icons also have their own settings. You can design them according to your preferences as well. So viewers, this was basically the method for how to create a banner. Now you can see that we have a beautiful, attractive banner ready. If you want to add more data to it, you should use the same method we used earlier to add headings, buttons and social links. Just use the sidebar in Elementor, add an element. We have multiple elements available. If you want to place any element, you can place it. And just like we designed each element, you can design your new element in the same way. So I hope you like this video. And now if you want to create a slider, You won't face any confusion. Thank you so much for watching this video. Take care.